The big Vanity Fair article has finally dropped, but is it as spooky as we were all expecting? It's Halloween. I got Femme here to give some readings, and we've got some tea to break down because we're going to talk about this Vanity Fair article. I hope you're ready for it.
Oh, hi, it's me, Zack Pack, pop culture junkie, reality TV insider, published author, and host of the No Filter with Zack Pack podcast. Here I'll bring you all the latest news on the Real Housewives, deep dives into celebrity legal scandals, and unfiltered convos with your favorite stars. I've got you covered. And yes, I always keep receipts. So be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for all the latest tea. Now, let's dive in.
I'm just Ken. Anywhere else I'd be a 10. But I'm just Ken. Happy Halloween, everybody. Hey, I just survived Hell Week at Orange Theory, and now here I am. I got my Barbie shirt on. I got my Ken doll glasses. I got my big headphones. I'm like DJ Ken. DJ Pauly D. DJ Ken. Hey. Welcome on in, guys. I hope you're having a lovely start to your week. I hope you're having a lovely Halloween. I hope you enjoyed my Erica Jane interview. I've been getting so much good feedback. We've been getting a lot of press pickups. Everyone seems to be really focusing on the fact that she told John Hamm to fuck off, or she said fuck you to John Hamm because he told her that the earrings were never hers, and she's like, I won on appeal for legal reasons, and she won on appeal for legal reasons. An appellate judge did indeed. We revealed this back in July that an appellate judge did indeed say that they couldn't prove that the earrings did not belong to Erica. And because they couldn't prove that the earrings didn't belong to Erica, you know, the earrings were never supposed to be sold off to Ronald McDonald and his knockoff wife, who are now the ones in possession of the earrings. So there you go. Fun fact. Let's get it. Hi, Brian. Hi, Ayoko. Hi, Ness. Hi, Muddy Grace. Okay, so let's break down this Vanity Fair article, and then I'm going to welcome in Femme Tarot, and we're going to do some fun readings for everybody in honor of I almost said Valentine's Day, but Halloween, in honor of Halloween. Okay, so Vanity Fair finally dropped their big expose. I was a little worried. I was like, oh my God, the Erica interview is coming out. I feel like they're going to drop it just in time for BravoCon. And if you want to get press pickup, the best day to drop it ahead of BravoCon is going to be Monday. But then I saw the article and I was like, oh, this article has no legs to it. This is kind of sad, actually. It mostly focused on Real Housewives of New York. They had 3 pillar housewives be the face of it, and that was Bethany Frankel, Ebony K. Williams, and Leah McSweeney, which, I mean, if you're going to pick any housewives, let's pick the 3 least liked of the franchise currently, right? So it's funny because they often refer to Bethany throughout the article as like one of the most successful housewives of all time. And they say that, you know, she's like has the #1 podcast in the whole galaxy. Like, I'm like, did she write this herself? Because it's really fluffing her ego. But there's also a bunch of like anonymous housewives that give quotes. There's one that's like anonymous, and she didn't want to go on the record because she was afraid of losing her nightmare job. It literally says she was afraid of losing her nightmare job. Some people are speculating that one of these anonymous housewives is probably Heather Gay, just based off of some of the things that they were revealing. But there's a lot of stuff about Leah McSweeney. I think it's weird because she complains about Real Houses in New York and how awful it was and losing her grandmother. And listen, as somebody that lost my grandmother and was very close to my grandmother, I have a lot of empathy for what she went through. But the producers in the article are very clear that, like, and sources in the article are very clear that, like, she was never told she had to go on this trip while her grandmother was passing away. We told her we would make accommodations. Like, if she felt pressure, that was pressure that she was putting on herself. And other housewives have spoken out about that, right? They're like, you're not forced to go on a trip. We've seen many housewives skip out on trips. Again, deep empathy for that loss. It's a tragic loss. And I know it all too well. But the weird part is she complains a lot about Roni, but then goes on to join Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, which, if anything, I feel like is an even bigger, like, partying type show, because they complain a lot about drinking on the show, and everybody gets drunk, and they encourage producers to, or producers encourage the cast members to drink more, which now we're starting to see contracts, and we're starting to see that there are certain clauses that prevent cast members from getting too out of hand, or at least try to protect them a little bit. So, I mean, I do think that it's encouraged because, I mean, the sober housewives and sober reality stars, like, they're just not as interesting. Sorry, not sorry. They're just not. I mean, they can be like Lala can't. Lala can still pop off on a bitch without needing a drink, but like not everybody, is able to really fully be themselves. They're just a little too composed, if you ask me. But the weird thing is, she says that she went on to go and join Ultimate Girls Trip, and she joined Ultimate Girls Trip with the hope of landing a spot on the Roni Legacy show that they were building. Remember, before Legacy became Ultimate Girls Trip, they were building an entirely separate Legacy show with the women, and they told Leah that she was up for consideration to join Legacy, and then she didn't ultimately join it because she thinks she performed poorly on Ultimate Girls Trip. But it's like, if it was that terrible of an experience and you're this upset with them, why are you joining Ultimate Girls Trip, more of a party show? And then why are you joining Ultimate Girls Trip wanting to get on Roni Legacy? So it was that bad that you want to continue to film with these other women in this production company? Like, I'm confused. Make it make sense. The math isn't mathing, and I mean, that would make sense because I'm not good at math. I'm good at words, and that's why I'm a podcaster. Then we get into Ebony, and Ebony mainly focuses on Ramona and how Ramona is racist and she's racially insensitive. And then there are all these allegations against Ramona, which, to be fair, have never been substantiated. There's never been any proof or evidence. Bravo and the networks have investigated this. One of the rumors was that Ramona used the N-word towards a crew member. Ramona vehemently denies all of this. I don't believe Ramona called somebody the N-word. I just don't. I know people don't like her. Anybody that believes that, I feel like maybe a little dense. Listen, is she insensitive? Yeah. Is she tone deaf? Yes. Is she problematic sometimes? Absolutely. But I mean, I don't think she's going around loosely dropping the N-word towards crew members. I just don't. To me, I just don't. Especially when you see, remember when they called Ramona out and they're like, Ramona's posting on social media pictures with Ebony, and I think it's because she wants to make it look like she's not racist. So why would she, if she's going out of her way to try and prove to people that she's not racist, why would she casually just be dropping the N-word and expect to be protected? It's strange. But also, I mean, and again, they did investigate this and they weren't able to prove anything. And then also, Ebony talked about all of this on her podcast. And not only did she out all of the allegations and the investigation on her podcast, she also distributed a press release to promote the things that Ramona said that Ebony revealed on her podcast. How do I know this? Because I received a copy of the press release from Ebony's podcast. And my thing is, it's like, you don't distribute a press release about the tea that's revealed in a podcast if you aren't looking for media attention from the press. So to me, when somebody, like, it's one thing to go and reveal something on a podcast and be like, this is my truth, here's where it is. It's another thing to issue a press release and make me think and expect me to believe that the intentions are just to tell your truth and not to gain some traction or to harm somebody else's reputation by using the press. Okay. And let's not forget, just like Leah McSweeney, Ebony too was interested in returning to the franchise. She openly expressed wanting to come back when she was on Watch What Happens Live. Remember, whether I think it was Legacy or she said that she wanted to join the reboot. I just remember her saying she would work with Bravo again and she had no problem. If you were unhappy with the investigation that Bravo led and you didn't think that they held Ramona accountable, especially considering Ramona went on to do the first season of Ultimate Girls Trip season 1, why would you continue to want to work with this network? Make it make sense. Jill Zarin talks about being ambushed by Bravo cameras at Bobby's funeral because she's also brought up in the interview, which I agree. It's gross. If the telling of how it went down between Jill and Bethany, the way Bethany revealed it on the #1 podcast in the galaxy, if that's true, then that is gross how they ambushed the cameras at the funeral. Although in the sources in the article claimed that Jill's rep, her publicist, did invite them and that was an active conversation. And she did agree. She just didn't agree. She just didn't realize cameras would be at the actual services. She thought that they were planning a separate on-camera Shiva with the other women. But despite all of that, despite feeling like she was burned by Bravo at the funeral, Jill Zarin goes on to go and do Ultimate Girls Trip season 2 at Dorinda's house. Jill Zarin was in negotiations to join Roni Legacy. If these experiences were so fucking bad, why are we continuing to go back into the house of scary demons? I don't understand. They all wanted to come back. That's where my confusion lies. They didn't want to leave the party until they were asked to leave the party. And once they got asked to leave the party, now they're mad about it. Now they're a little salty. Jill Zarin didn't get asked to do Legacy. Ebony Williams didn't get asked to do Legacy or Ultimate Girls Trip. Leah McSweeney didn't get a good edit on Ultimate Girls Trip, and she didn't get Legacy. I'm sorry. Read between the lines here, people. Sounds like they're upset that they didn't get an opportunity to do more camera time. Then we get into Ultimate Girls Trip 4, and this is where, they talked about Brandy and Caroline, and this is where Brandy, when she was in the hospital, revealed that she got a text message from like a Bravo psychologist, and so they dive into this a little bit, that there is an on-call psychologist that Bravo has, that they give to the ladies, and they really try to make it seem like they're really big about people's mental health. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. I don't know. Maybe they're taking it more seriously now than they did before, and if they are, great. If not, I personally don't think it's your employers. I mean, they are kind of putting that, but it's like if you're in wrestling or you're, playing tackle football, it's like, the casualties of going out on the field, or if you're going to join the army, you're going to join the military, like, the casualties that come with doing what you're signing up for. Is there an expectation that your employer is going to protect you? Sure, maybe there should be a level of expectation, but then at the same time, I think there's also some personal accountability. If you're going to sign up and go into the fighting ring, then maybe you make sure you got a good chiropractor on call. Maybe you make sure and maybe you work that into your contract that, you can afford to have a therapist, or there's a separate stipend that comes to make sure your mental health is being taken care of. But at the end of the day, you're the one that needs to clean up your own house. You're the one that needs to take care of you, whether that's seeing a therapist, whether that's, having a good shaman handy. I don't know what that looks like for everybody. But when we get into Ultimate Girls Trip 4, they do talk a bit about Brandy and how she's unhappy with Bravo, with how, everything is portraying her, and she maintains her innocence. But the interesting thing that I found revealed about Ultimate Girls Trip season 4 is that they talk about Marco Vega, and he was the Ultimate Girls Trip season 2 butler. He was the guy that came in and he was the one that worked at Dorinda's house, and we later found out he was an actor, and then he was doing podcast interviews afterwards and doing Instagram Q&As and whatever. He's now suing Bravo, right? Because he claims that Brandy Glanville and Phaedra Parks sexually harassed him on set because Phaedra smacked him on the butt and Brandy ripped his shirt open on camera. And he's now pursuing a sexual harassment lawsuit. But what I found so interesting that I'm surprised people didn't pick up on is that Marco is using Caroline Manzo's attorney to pursue legal action. So I find that interesting. Well, one, Brandy and Phaedra, although they're named in the lawsuits, they're not co-defendants. They're not people being sued. They're just Bravo, the network where the money is being sued. But it's just interesting that it's coming from Caroline Manzo's attorney, because Caroline Manzo is not happy with Brandy Glanville. Caroline Manzo has made allegations against Brandy Glanville based off of her experience on Real Housewives of Ultimate Girls Trip season 4 in Morocco. Interesting. I found that to be a tidbit of tea. Then we get back to Bethany, and this is just funny. Listen to Bethany's quote here. Bethany said, "I was part of it. I wanted to be Andy's favorite. I loved that I was Andy's favorite. I loved that I was able to make good television and produce it at the same time. I loved that producers knew I was the best. I was in the machine. I was the machine. I created the machine." And she says that, this article and her reality reckoning is her penance. And then I think it's hilarious that they immediately follow that up with, presented with the idea that she might participate in Frankel's organizing, Ebony K. Williams said, "Fuck Bethany Frankel. You think I'm going to let some white girl speak for me with my experience with a multi-billion-dollar corporation?" Isn't their whole talking point about how Bravo forces these women to tear each other down, and then they get a Vanity Fair article to talk about their experiences? All Bethany does is talk about how she's the greatest reality star ever, and Ebony's over here saying, "Fuck Bethany Frankel." I thought Bravo was the one encouraging you guys to be mean to each other, and yet you're doing it for free on Vanity Fair? An article about how you're going to do a reality reckoning and take down the billion-dollar corporation that's being terrible to all of you guys? One housewife anonymously says that she wants to burn it all down. The other loves the thrill of the fame. They think it's all about playing the game. What did it reveal in the end? A whole lot of nothing. A whole lot of hoopla. Imagine like 7 months. You took 7 months to put this together, built it all up. Imagine all that buildup for such a cheap load. You know what? If this makes them happy, I think there is a mental disability here. And I think the mental illness here is addiction to fame. That's really what it is. I think these women are addicted to fame. It's not even just about the money. It's all about needing to and wanting to stay relevant, stay famous. They still want to be on these shows. And it's sad for Vanity Fair, to be honest with you. Even the author at the end of it's like, I'm such a big fan of the Real Housewives. I'm like, really? Like, this is a joke. This is such a joke. It's embarrassing for Vanity Fair. I don't think this is the reality. I think Bethany was like, I got the reality reckoning. I got it. I got it down. And what happened? Girl, go back to eating crab legs in a hotel room. Nobody cares. Go do TikToks about Maybelline on, the internet. At this point, nobody cares. The fact that they used Bethany as the main lead, the cover photo, I was like, oh God, nobody's going to pay attention. They're using her. I didn't realize she was even part of the article. And now that they did, girl, bye. Girl, bye here. You know what? I do have a recommendation for all of these housewives, though. If it really is, obviously we want to make sure that we're keeping up with our mental health, which is why I'm glad that this week's episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. Do you ever find that just as you're falling asleep, your brain suddenly won't stop talking? Do your thoughts start racing before bed or at any other inopportune moments? I remember how stressed I was going into this year, and I was a little overwhelmed, right? Well, it turns out one great way to tout those racing thoughts and to get them to go away is to talk through them. Therapy gives you a place to do that, so you can get out of your negative thought cycles and find some mental and emotional peace. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime at no additional charge. Get a break from your thoughts with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/nofilter to get 10% off your first month. That's 10% off at BetterHelp, HELP.com/nofilter. Okay, now we should welcome our very special guest who's been patiently waiting and eagerly, ready to come and celebrate Halloween with us. Please welcome my good friend, Nathalie, aka Femme Tarot.
Or Psychic Barbie, because you're DJ Ken.
Hi,
Happy
Barbie.
Halloween. Hi, Ken. Very coordinated today. Very
Very
coordinated.
coordinated. I have my Barbie shirt on and my DJ Ken glasses. You got your Barbie pink on.
Always blondie here. So, any plans tonight for Halloween, Zach?
I don't think so. I did invite some friends over for let's watch some spooky movies and drink some margaritas. TBD if we're actually gonna do that. But I might just stay in with the boys and
Staying with the boys because it's a busy weekend next weekend, right? You're going to BravoCon and there's so
not.
much going on.
I'm not going to
Oh,
Bravo.
yeah, you're not. I keep saying that.
Everyone keeps thinking or they expect me to go to BravoCon. I was like, listen, I love Bravo, but I'm not going to BravoCon this year. Sorry, guys. Maybe next year. We shall see. TBD. We tried to make it happen. We were talking to NBC and it just didn't make sense for me this year. So I'm going to enjoy BravoCon from LA. I know I have so many friends that are going to be there. They're going to have a blast. There are so many fans that are going to be going. They're going to have so much fun. They're going to get to meet the housewives. They're going to get to go to all these cool parties. And I cannot wait to watch it all unfold on social media and live vicariously through the interwebs.
And congratulations on the Erica interview. I watched it last night. I was texting you because I was like, Zach, this is so good because she did come across likable. I mean, she's the ice queen. We all know that. But what I really enjoyed is that you did ask the right questions. You were respectful. You had your way of getting info and she was relaxed. You could tell that she felt comfortable with you. And that's a good interview to me.
Yes. And I was very, very grateful for that. She came in very disarmed, very willing to just be open and honest. And I am very grateful for that. Not everybody is willing to do a tell-all interview and be honest. Some of them lie before going to prison. But on that note, I thought it would be fun if we did a couple of readings, if people got to kind of engage with you, ask some questions, and maybe pull a couple of tarot cards about, are there any topics that are off limits?
Yeah, well, health topics are off limits. So what we're going to do is they're called lightning tarot readings because we want to do them as fast as possible so we can get as many people in to get their own questions. So it would help for the chat to just add a Q before their question so we don't miss it in the chat. That makes it easier for me. And then Zach can bring it up and then just ask me anything aside from health questions. If you want health readings and readings, you can book me for a private reading. Yes, I do that in private, but I don't do this in public on YouTube.
Okay.
The health
Should I
reading.
start with the question before people start sending them in? Let's see. What do I want to know?
Zack.
What do I want to know? Oh, somebody said that this was my best interview since the Jenny McCarthy interview. Well, thank you, Marianne Stout. I agree. It was probably my favorite interview of all time, of all 8 years. Okay. So like Femtaro said, if you guys have a question that you want to submit, put a Q in front of your question, your comment in the live chat, and we'll be sure to take them. My question is, do we think that Shannon Beador will be returning to Real Housewives of Orange County, considering she had the DUI? We just found out that she was 3 times over the legal limit.
Whoa.
Yep, she was formally charged this week with
Oh.
a hit and run and her DUI. So now the charges have been filed, and it was revealed she was 3 times over. So homegirl can drink. That's like really, now that I'm thinking about that, now that I'm processing it, that's like really high.
That's really high, and she's lucky she didn't get hurt. Like, I know she got hurt, but she's lucky she didn't hurt anyone else or hurt herself any worse, or her dog for that matter, because I know a lot of people, including myself, were worried about Archie. But that's a lot. That's a lot, and that just shows to me that maybe like I don't want, no, I'm not gonna jump into conclusions. I don't want to. It's not my place. I just hope that she's healing. But
Yeah.
let's see.
Okay, let's
if
see.
she's coming back next season. All right. She wants to. This is what I'm picking up. This is what I'm feeling. She has to. And I'll tell you why. So here's the thing. Even though I don't personally think, and I'm sure a lot of people will agree that this is not good for her health. Maybe she should do a Dorinda where she takes like a season off. But she's very on the fence about it, but she wants to come back and work. She wants to. Now, the thing is, are they going to let her? Because I don't know, and I'm not sure that she will be able to. Or she has a male who's advising her. So it's not John, not someone in her life. Could be Andy, could be a producer of the show. But I feel there is a male advising her, and they're actually advising her to maybe take a break or come back as a friend off. But so far, I would say it's not clear, but she wants to. But I personally don't think she's going to come full time unless she does. But it's too short. Like, she needs time to work on herself and heal. And I think it's going to be way too soon.
I think it's interesting too, considering the what do you call it? The Vanity Fair article and Bethany's reality reckoning. I think Bravo is just going to be a little more mindful of making sure they are a little more sensitive to people with drinking problems, because that was a big thing that was in the article with Leah McSweeney and the being overserved and putting them in danger if they're not taking their mental health seriously. What was your thought of the article, by the way?
I didn't read it. I just listened to your recap, and I've heard like bits and bobs from that. I honestly, and I'll be very blunt, don't give a rat's ass about the reckoning, about what Bethany says, about all that, because I really feel it's clout chasing. Because if Bethany really wanted to create this reckoning and do all that, she would have done it back when she was relevant as a housewife.
Yep, I
agree. And not after the fact. Just saying.
I agree. It's nothing. It was nothing. There was nothing new that was revealed in the reckoning, like article. There was nothing revealed that was anything.
Is there anything? But is there anything?
There isn't anything. They investigate. Here we go. If anything, this validates Bravo. This was 7 months of an investigation into Bravo, and this is what they give us. There you go. It's not that bad. We don't need a fucking reckoning. Thank you, Bethany. Exit stage left.
You know what? Have you heard about this? Like, there's another reckoning in quotes that's happening because of Love is Blind. You've heard about that. So there are
No,
some
I've not.
ex-players or ex-cast members from Love is Blind. They're suing Netflix. They're saying that they were over-serving them. They weren't eating enough. They didn't have like basic human rights and things like that. There's a whole thing. That's not going anywhere either. You can't go up against, it doesn't matter who your lawyer is. You can't go up against Netflix, NBC, ABC, whoever it is, because reality show makes them money. And all of us watch reality shows. So, yes, they can be a little bit more mindful regarding, I guess, alcohol consumption or, you know, substances that cast members take and stuff like that. Yes, there can be rules, but on the other hand, it is a production. It is a production. It is reality TV. It's not a film set where you need to have like dog trainers and stuntmen. Go on. Sorry.
Well, no, but like, I mean, Tamara's been open about it, and she said that, like, listen, when they wanted to, she was like, I remember there was a specific scene they wanted me to film, and I said, guys, I'm a little tipsy, I need to eat something, and they're like, can we at least get through the scene first? And she said, nope, I need food, and they said, all right. They went and they brought her food. Ariana says that on Vanderpump Rules that they have, when they're out to dinner, that Bravo will cover the first 2 drinks, and anything after that, Bravo will not cover it. And if any cast member is drinking, they will call them an Uber. You know, I mean, I know like people like Brandy Glanville, like it's encouraged for us to behave badly. That's kind of our role. I agree. It's encouraged for them to behave badly because it makes good television. But it's like, at what point do we take some personal accountability? At what point do we say, hey, I'm in charge of my own body. I'm in charge of what I put in my body. I'm in charge of how I choose to behave, despite the fact that there are cameras on me. And listen, cameras are going to, you know, make you be a little more amped up and make you want to perform a little more, but you don't have to. You know, there have been plenty of housewives that have been boring that just didn't work for the show and they didn't get cast back. Not because the
I
production
agree.
didn't really think that they weren't that interesting, but the audience wasn't interested in them either. Look at how much people hate Teddy. And what's their biggest critique of Teddy? She's boring. Well, do you want a fucking boring housewife or do you want someone that's going to bring a little spice?
Good point. It's like Big Brother, right? Having cast members in Big Brother, and there is someone who's married, let's say, outside the show and sleeps with someone in the show, and then they blame Big Brother for him cheating on his wife. It's similar, right? You're an adult, you can control your own alcohol consumption. Yes, I agree. It would have been boring. People wouldn't watch. But then now I think reality TV has gone on the other side of the spectrum where everything is so dramatic and
Yeah.
so freaking everyone is drunk, everyone's loud, everyone's dramatic. And we've gone, so reality TV's to me, reality TV is somewhere in the middle where it's extroverted people that don't mind putting their lives and themselves out, you
Yeah.
know, in front of a screen, in front of a camera for us to enjoy the entertainment. But on the other hand, you can't, it's just, to me, it's just like we are way too intuitive and sophisticated now after all these years watching reality TV for us to sort of believe the fake storylines and drama and everything that's going on. And I do feel that that's putting pressure on reality TV stars because they do realize that we're picky.
Yeah.
Us fans, as viewers, we're picky.
Yep. Barbara says that the fact that this paid actor was playing a waiter is more fakeness.
Right.
And yeah, it's just all of it. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
everybody wants to jump in on the fight, and everybody is getting Sue happy. It's Tom Girardi 3 years ago, right? Everybody wanted to sue him. Everybody claimed that they were a former client, and everybody claimed that he did them dirty. And I mean, listen, they're still trying to go through the books to make sense of it all, but you know, allegations are allegations until they're proven.
Good point. Good point. And I
Okay.
think, yeah.
Let's take some questions. Okay. Are we ready
Go
for some
ahead.
rapid questions? Okay. First one is from JB. JB
Whoa.
says, my car blew up. Oh my God. Tom's house is broken into. You can find the burglar. My car blew up. Is it worth repairing or should it be replaced? I mean, I feel like it should definitely be replaced if it blew up.
I was gonna say, why don't you ask a mechanic about that? I mean, ask a psychic about your car.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I think we're both. I'm gonna let the stars. I'm gonna let the spirits talk to me, and I'll let the cards work through me. I'm gonna tell you, definitely get it replaced.
Okay.
Pucklin.
Pucklin?
says, "Are Anthony and I going forward in the relationship?" Ooh,
Ooh, okay, let's see.
are they
So
going to
Anthony
start
and
a relation?
Pucklin.
Interessante.
Pucklin is a cute name.
Pucklin.
Ooh, judgment. You guys. Oh. Okay, it seems to me that it's quite rough. And which is obviously why you're asking this question, because I have judgment. So if you guys are arguing a lot, if there's tension, I feel that you're both not communicating, you're both not connecting right now. Knight of Wands, you have trust issues with Anthony Pucklin or Pucklin. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Sorry. Eight of Swords. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem so. It doesn't seem that both of you, especially you, can move forward from what is going on in your relationship right now. You also feel kind of like sort of trapped into the situation. The best advice I'm going to give you with that King of Cups there, the best advice I'm going to give you is be open, have an open discussion and conversation about the issues and what is the issue right now, why you have trust issues, and then see how you can work around it. And if you can't, then,
Swipe left.
right. Yeah, swipe left.
Marianne Stout says, "Will Kyle finally call it quits with Mauricio?"
She will. Not yet, though. It's going to take a while. You know when both of them will be able to move on? When they fall in love and find their next partners, life partners.
Mhm.
That's when the divorce is going to happen. But they don't need to right now, right? Because they're separated. They're each doing their own thing. They have been for a while. I have been saying this for years now that I couldn't see them as a couple. Yes, there was respect. They're great friends. They're a great team, but there's nothing romantic anymore with that. So yeah, and I feel that the first one who's going to move on, and here's you guys, you heard it here first, is going to be Kyle and not Mauricio. Yeah,
Oh.
and not with Morgan, not with Morgan Wade. She's the one who's going to move on first. Yeah. Spicy.
Like, emotionally fine, like, jump into a relationship because we know he's probably, getting it wet all around town.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, she needs that. She's also Capricorn. She loves being in a relationship. She needs a companion. Obviously, now she needs to do her own thing and party and
Yeah.
meet people and sleep around and do everything that makes her feel great, but eventually she will want to settle down with someone, and that's when they will divorce.
Yes. Kathy says, "When will I find a job?"
Ooh, okay, Kathy. Give me a second. Kathy. Oh, I got the Temperance, which means that it seems to me that things are sort of slowed down, that you're looking for a job, but you're not finding the right job, or, you're not getting any callbacks, or just that everything's stale right now. Everything's sort of like in quicksand, it feels to me, but you'll have to be a little bit more patient is what I'm getting. So I don't see anything until the end of the year. I feel it's more so towards, well, the beginning or February of next year, where that will start picking up for you, and you'll be able to get some offers in, job offers. So
All right. Lauren says, "When will the actor strike end?"
I had that conversation with Norma. Is she here? No, Norma's not here because we've been talking, because Norma is also like wondering what's going on. Guys, I don't see it honestly. If the strike didn't end before the first eclipse, the solar eclipse that we had in Taurus, the beginning of the month, then I see it next year. I see it sort of, it's going to drag on for at least another 2 or 3 months.
Yeah. Isn't there something about the 6-month cycle that we're currently in?
Yeah, it's done. The 6-month cycle is done now, but with that eclipse, the last eclipse that we had, and we have no more eclipses this year. That was the last one. But I do feel, because there was it's not going to happen at least until January, February, where it will end. But it will be favorable for all sides. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
So that we'll work it out.
Caroline says Jax was on Juicy Scoop today and had a good
Oh.
take on Bethany. No one holds a gun to their heads and makes them drink. That's true. We have look at Margaret Joseph. She doesn't drink, and she's on Real Housewives of New Jersey, and she's
Right.
she can be ruthless and toothless. So good for her.
Good point. And Jax was actually quite good on Juicy Scoop. I heard half of it. I was able to hear half of it in the car. And he seems to have matured and grown.
Yeah. No, he really has. He really has. I want to interview Jax on the podcast next. I
That
want
would be
Jax and
awesome.
I want Sandoval. That's gonna be interesting. But no, I was just talking to Heather and Kate Casey last night about this Vanity Fair article. Brian says, will Zach's social media fame exponentially grow? What will dating look like for him in 2024? Brian, this is not a reading about me, but I like that question, Brian. Thank you.
Well, you know the answer to that.
Yeah, I'm gonna tear it up in the new year.
Yep.
Anyways.
Obviously I've read Zach in private, and also last time, like a couple of times, like I don't know, a couple of months ago when I was here on your channel again, when I predicted that you would meet someone or
Yeah.
with someone in September, and everyone went crazy and everyone's trying to find out who that guy is or if it happened. Anyway, yes, Zach's social media. Yes, I've told Zach that it's next year is going to be his year. A lot is happening.
Here we go. Val wants to know, as a Scorpio, how am I gonna go financially? How am I gonna do financially next year?
Okay, hold on.
Scorpio season.
Scorpios have had it rough lately, unfortunately. All fixed signs. Okay, Val, let's see your finances for 2024 really quickly so we can get in as many people as possible. Ouch. Yeah. Do you have debt, Val? Because it seems to me that you're trying to pay off some debt, or there is some kind of payments. You're making some payments towards something. But I'll tell you what I see. Yeah. Oh, okay. Good news. So really quickly, I'm going to tell you this. I feel that you're someone who is more creative, or you have an artistic streak in you. And I feel that this pressure that you're under right now is bringing out more of this creative side in you. And I can see also your finances are going to get better, because I do see a new opportunity coming your way next year. So whether it's a new job, an opportunity to move, or an opportunity generally to help things out in your life.
All right, Val, look at you. Patrick says, will my contract job become permanent in 2024? And is baby number 2 in the picture?
Oh, okay. Hold on. 2 questions in one. Oh, yes, a baby.
A baby.
Boy. I see a boy. That's the first thing that jumped out. Let's see about your contract. Let's see, permanent contract. Ooh. This one, the devil. This is the devil. The devil's always things are not as they seem. So it seems to me that although they might be saying, hey, yeah, we're going to make you permanent and you're going to sign and keep going, blah, blah, blah. I feel they're over promising and under delivering. So my answer is, unfortunately, wait, hold on. I would say, unfortunately, not. But here's the good news. Are you happy in your job? Because I see something else coming to you in 2024, new job with this Ace of Swords. Also, don't forget, you're getting a new baby. So maybe you're going to take some time off work. Okay. But 2024 seems that it's bringing everything that you've been working for: baby, job, financial. It just seems to me that just hang in there for a few months, because things are getting so much better.
Yay. Urkapai says, will Sandoval and Jax ever be friends again?
Yeah.
And when will Vanderpump Rules come back? I believe Vanderpump Rules is coming back in January, February.
Oh, so soon? Okay.
Soon. They wrapped a while ago. This is the post-Sandoval fallout.
We've been talking about it so much that it seems to me that it was just yesterday that we were
I know,
watching
right?
Vanderpump. So yeah, I think Sandoval and Jax will be friends eventually. Not bosom buddies, but they will eventually start hanging out and being friends. They're in the same circles, you guys, and they're on TV. And I do see that Jax will be coming back in some capacity as well.
Yeah. What does 2024 look like for Sagittarius?
Ooh, that's a whole reading. But you know what? I'm gonna be doing anyways, readings on my channel for the new year for all signs. So if you can be patient and hang in there, because that's like a whole deep dive. So, and I have to look into that, and we don't have time because we have other people waiting.
What did Chef Stu do for Jeff Lewis to break up with him? What was the betrayal? They broke up recently. Oh, I had this question because, oh my God.
I heard they broke up, and I heard it was Chef Stu that broke up with Jeff.
Wait, I think I may have gotten some additional details into this
You
unintentionally.
spill?
I actually ran into Chef Stu on Saturday night. My friend Steven was having a Halloween party. And so we went, and interesting.
I know that Chef Stu talks to Giorgio because we're trying to get him on our podcast. I can't tell you anymore, but yeah, there is some stuff going on.
OMG. I know. Oh, wait, there,
Hold on.
think I have it. I think I accidentally got in, or not accidentally, but I somehow became privy to information that I can't share, but like that okay. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Okay.
Okay, you're gonna share with me after we're off air, but let me throw the cards for a minute because we might have the same sort of but hold on. This is interesting because Jeff has not been talking about Chef Stu. Chef Stu was not at his Halloween thingy.
Right, and that was on Saturday. That's what I thought was strange.
Yeah.
Stu was at this Halloween party, and then I saw on Instagram that Jeff Lewis was doing something. I was like, "That's weird that Stu's here and not there." Interesting.
Okay, hold on. I'm getting into that. Okay.
Kelly God said on her podcast today that Jeff was going to mention something detrimental on the radio about Stu, but she told him not to do that.
Let me just say that people, I haven't pulled the cards yet. I'll
Yeah,
pull the cards and I'll answer that question. But I'll just say that at some point, Jeff last week talked about having what's called STD test. And people just were like, did Stu cheat? Is this Jeff throwing Stu under the bus and insinuating that Stu has been naughty? Just saying. Judgment. Ooh, yeah. It seems to me that it was something that definitely something that Stu did, or it feels that he's over it. Like he's over maybe Jeff being overly judgmental and airing all their dirty laundry on radio. Also, it seems to me that Stu has some kind of new opportunity that's come his way. Maybe he's going to start working more, or he may have to commute. Like he may have to move, because I do feel that he's being hired, or he's being employed, or he has a new job there. Okay. So it feels to me that both of them are hurt, especially Stu, and it had to do something, I do feel, with the star. This is Jeff. Something regarding what Jeff said and did. Jeff did and say something happened extreme, and Stu had to draw the line, like, because Three of Swords here, he was very, very betrayed. Does that coincide with what you know?
I mean, I guess I only got a piece of it. It's very interesting. Fuck, this is gonna end up on a Reddit somewhere. I already know.
I'm sure.
It's okay. Reddit drags me all the time these days. Listen, they've been off and on for a long time. So, if this is this their clean break? Like, is this the opportunity for them? That's my question to you for the cards. Is this their opportunity to kind of just like move on from each other and, live and find, their next partner.
I'll tell you what, Stu, it seems to me, I got the hermit card for Stu, which means to me that he's quite hurt, or he's just like he's blocked Jeff. Like he's blocked. He doesn't want to hear about Jeff. He doesn't want to know about Jeff right now. He's like isolating himself from the chumps, Jeff, and all that. Something bad happened, you guys, because this, like, Stu, we always heard Jeff's side of the story, right? Every time there was an argument, every time there was a break, Jeff announced that Stu cheated on him. I don't see it in the cards, but what I can do is pull the cards, because I'm just looking at it from Stu's perspective right now. I've tuned into Stu, but I can tune into Jeff and see how he sees it. Let me do that really quickly. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Intuitively, I'm not 100% sure that that's true.
I will say this. I don't think Stu cheated on Jeff.
I don't either.
Think based off of what I know, I don't think that that's it.
I agree. I think, excuse me, I think Jeff maybe wants people to think that so people can hate on Stu because he feels hurt, or because he wants to hide the real reason on why Stu broke up with him, or why they broke up. Because we know Jeff. We love Jeff, but we know Jeff. So,
yeah. Interesting.
Let's see it from Jeff's perspective. This is interesting.
Yeah, Stu got caught cheating. It was never meant to be. Stu used Jeff as a setup. Okay, so apparently Jeff did say this on his radio show. That's what people are saying, that Jeff revealed that Stu cheated on him on his radio show. But like, I don't believe that that's true. I really don't believe that that's true.
I'm with you, Zach. I don't either. I'm pulling the cards now.
There's something that I feel like was vaguely said or was insinuated, maybe. I don't know. I haven't listened to the radio show, but I don't believe that at all.
Cheating does not come up in the cards. Let me just say this. I don't see there is a third party involved that was the catalyst for this breakup. Let me just say it that way, okay? What I do see, I see Queen of Cups drinking. It could be that when Stu, because we know he drinks, and that was an issue that Jeff always had with Stu. It's like he drinks and then he acts, he just becomes a wild animal. And it seems the drinking has come up because they both drink, and who knows what they're like when they are like that. And it seems to me that both of them, their feelings were not heard from each other. It just seems that they were just like trying to make this work, but they were not in it in the same way. That they were like, they like each other, they love each other, whatever it is, they wanted to make it work, but they were living parallel lives, meaning that, neither of them were going to compromise. Stu made most compromises, I would like to say, but then again, we're not there. We're only hearing Jeff's side of the story. We never hear Stu's side of the story. So I don't see cheating. I don't see cheating.
I don't think that Stu cheated on Jeff. No. When did he announce this, Daria? Like, was it said this week? Like Monday of this week? Or like, was it said last week?
Yeah, let us know. When was it?
The inner circle says it was true. I don't know.
I don't know, you guys. I don't know. I mean, inner circle, who from the chumps? Where did they say it in public? Who came out and said it? What was it? We need receipts.
Oh, wait, is Megan Weaver not friends with Jeff anymore either?
What is going on? Jeff said they aren't talking as much. He was not happy with the picture of how. I knew that would bring that. I knew that picture was going to bring things up, but Megan did not even seem happy to be in that picture. She seemed like she was like her body language. Did you see that one?
No, I didn't even see that Heather, Megan, and Kelly were together. When were they together?
They were at a wedding in Las Vegas this weekend, and Heather posted, and I think Heather and Kelly posted it, but Megan didn't, of the three of them at the wedding. And obviously people started talking and blah, blah, blah. And last week, Jeff was bad mouthing Stu. He always does, though. He does when they're on the outs, right? So, anyways, go look at the picture because Megan seems uncomfortable. Like she doesn't seem to be happy to be taking the picture. Maybe it was just Kelly and Megan want to take a picture, and then just Heather just like jumped in. I don't know. It's not that important in my life, but I knew when I saw that Jeff would not be happy.
Sorry, I'm trying to get the scoop live at the moment.
G-Girl says that Jeff has said in several times in the past that he had caught Stu texting his ex. Yes, Cam Likely. Remember that? So, do you know the story?
No, I don't. But is it? I mean, okay, he said it yesterday on the show, apparently.
Yesterday, Monday. Oh, okay. Okay, I don't see the cheating and I don't believe it. I'll just say it, you guys. And define cheating. Oh God, I sound like Austin from
Define hookup. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. No, he wasn't. Do you guys consider cheating when someone's texting an ex or a guy or a girl? Is that considered cheating to you, Zach?
What?
Jeff said several times in the past that he caught Stu texting his ex. Is that considered cheating?
I mean, it depends on what the relationship with the ex is. Like, is the ex still into you? How recently were you involved with the ex? I don't think it's considered cheating, but it can definitely be inappropriate. And if your partner expresses to you that they're uncomfortable with that, I think you have to respect that,
I agree with that.
Your partner has. But I don't consider it cheating necessarily. No.
No, I agree. Well, depends on the tech. Obviously, if you're sexting, that's cheating. But if you're texting, that's not cheating. But every couple is different. Every couple has their own boundaries, their own rules. We're not in Jeff's relationship with Stu. So, yeah. Danielle says page 6 just mentioned your Erica Jane article. Congrats, Zach.
Page 6, Us Weekly, Too Fab, they were all but I mean page 6, is the one people have been sharing with me the most this morning, which I'm very the pickup is that Erica told John Hamm fuck you because she won her appeal in the earrings. She won on appeal for legal reasons.
Oh, those earrings. Yeah, but yeah, back to Jeff. Because I'm reading what the chat is saying. Zach and I are on board. We don't feel that this is a cheating thing. I feel there are other things. I do really feel that maybe when Stu drinks, he might say things and act in a way where it can be flirting. Maybe he flirted with someone in a bar. Okay. He was overly flirty because he had drunk, and then Jeff saw that as cheating or disrespectful. I just feel there's so many issues that we're sweeping under the rug. We're not working on that,
Yeah.
It was just not going anywhere. And Jeff keeps picking the wrong guys. He just keeps picking the wrong guys.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. Thank you guys. Congrats. A lot of places mentioned it. Congrats. Well, thank you guys. Thank you for all the love.
Hold on, I don't know why the sound is on. What other questions does anyone have any other questions?
Yeah, let's take one or two.
Zach is getting distracted now with all the tea.
What other questions? Do we have one or two more questions? Maybe something about Vanderpump or Beverly Hills or Erica? Was there something in the interview that you guys had more of a question? Oh, that's
I saw that.
You the right person for Zach. That's going to be the interesting thing was Patrick and I guess I can't talk about that either because that hasn't aired yet. But I did Patrick and Paul's podcast, Undressed, and he did the coffee ground readings for me a while back, and there was something in there that I'll let people watch it in the interview, but he did do a reading that I thought was funny. Yeah. Yes, define cheating. Some call cheating emotional cheating. Stu text X embarrassed Jeff in public. This was a toxic. Listen, I don't know what their relationship was. I don't know the situation. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
Will Erica's Las Vegas residency have a long run? I mean, I know it was only meant to run until December. The
Right.
final 4
Yeah.
shows are in December. So I don't know if there's anything more beyond that.
Let's see. Hold on. Is Paige and Craig endgame? Will they get married? No. I've read that before.
Wait, did they get engaged? I saw a photo. They did a spread in People Magazine today.
No, I think they were promoting some kind of like, line for his
Oh, it's
sewing
a collab.
thing.
Yeah, Paige and Craig team up for second Sewing Down South collab. We wanted to do it again. I
It
mean, but
looked like
it looks like an engagement shoot. I was like,
that
what
was
is
on purpose though. That was because people stopped, because that's why they did it that way. So because people stopped dead on their tracks and they're like, oh, is it or isn't it? But it was good marketing, if you ask me. Let's see. But no, I don't see them getting married. I don't.
Yeah.
I really think, like, I like them both and I like them on TV. And I really do think that eventually Paige needs someone more mature.
Yeah.
Someone to marry. She needs someone more mature, more, settled, someone who like looks up to her, who looks up to her and takes care of her. That's the kind of guy that Paige needs.
Yeah.
Craig is cute. I like Craig.
Well, House of Villains get a season 2 because I feel like it's fizzled. It has fizzled. It had a really strong premiere. What it is it's too dragged out. It's too long. Like they're dragging it out a little too much, to be honest.
I haven't watched it at all.
Will Ariana ever talk to Sandoval again?
No. Like, talk in what sense? Like, talk because they're filming, or talk as in like,
I think she'll share a word or two with him, but she's not interested in making up with him. Is Ariana's boyfriend legit?
Yeah. Is Ariana's boyfriend legit? You guys let Ariana be. I mean, if this is a rebound guy, it's fine, right?
We all need a good rebound.
We all need a good rebound. She definitely needs a good rebound after all that time with Sandoval. So yeah, I mean, this is not going to be a long-term thing. Obviously, I don't see them getting engaged or getting married, but let her be. Let her be. She's doing great on Dancing with the Stars. She's doing great, and I love it. I love that for her.
G Barry says, I think Craig will end up with Taylor.
Plot twist.
What?
No,
I don't think Craig and Paige are going to last. They're not endgame.
no. That you don't think they're gonna last?
No, Paige and Craig.
Yeah. No, I don't either. Yeah.
No, I mean, maybe he will end up with Taylor. I mean, listen, Charleston is a small town. There are only so many options, and Madison's already taken. So,
I mean, yeah, but I don't want to see Taylor turning into the next Rachel.
too late.
True. True. True.
Which we got the Southern Charm mid-season trailer, which looked good.
It looks good. Do you watch? I really love Southern Charm.
I love Southern Charm.
Yeah, same. Winter House too, Summer House. Well, last Summer House wasn't that great, I have to admit.
Yeah.
It was completely boring, but it'll be interesting to see the next one now with Lindsay, and that died down, Zach. The whole thing with Lindsay and
Carl.
For a minute, I forgot his name. It was like Craig. Plot twist: Lindsay and Craig. That would have been interesting.
Okay. Well, I think this was we did a full hour. We did a full 1 hour with Femme Tarot. Guys, you can go to her YouTube channel, Femme Tarot, on YouTube. You can subscribe. You can show her some love. Give her a follow. Give her a subscribe. Book a reading with her. She'll really dive in. She dove into my life, and we'll see how that plays out next year.
I'll be here.
We shall see. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. You can always keep up with me at Just Plain Zack all over the internet, or you can follow the podcast at No Filter with Zack. Be sure to check out my interview with Erica Jane. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit the like button. Leave me a nice Apple Podcast review, letting me know what your favorite part of the interview was. That way I can, just stroke my ego a little bit. Thank you guys. I really appreciate all the love and support. I appreciate all the press coverage and everybody sharing the interview on social media. I appreciate Femme Tarot. Nathalie, thank you for coming on my show today and giving everybody some rapid readings for Halloween. This is fun.
It was fun, DJ Ken.
Oh, yeah. DJ Ken. All right, guys. I love you. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful Halloween. I will be back tomorrow and every other day of my life, because that's No Filter is my life now, and you're my life, and we're just one big family. All right, guys. I love you. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.